The European Union essentially started the process of mass deportations, creating detention centers, sort of like what America is doing, right? With their concentration camps here, in which the 52nd person just died at these facilities, a 43-year-old man. And girls as young as 13 are having to regularly get abortions because they're being raped in these facilities on a regular basis, right? And I'm getting ready to tell you why I believe governments are doing away with immigrants, right? And I believe it's due to AI. I believe it's for fully automated warehousing, and before countries fully benefited from immigrants, right? They would not only exploit the workers, they would get cheap labor out of these workers. They would benefit in the country because the economy would be booming. But these workers are no longer really needed with AI and fully automated warehousing. And before you say, oh, well, it's just the Democrats and they were the ones bringing in cheap labor because the donors of the Democrats who run these corporations were benefiting from having cheap labor and making record profits. Well, I got news for you, right? It was also the Republicans who benefited from immigrants, right? And you can go back all the way to Bush and all the way to whoever, whether that's whatever Republican you want to go to. And Donald Trump was literally on TV bragging about how many people he brought over from India. With these visas, right, in which they were here to replace high-paying tech jobs that Americans had, right? And these people from India are exploited, right? They are literally underpaid. They're overworked, long hours, and these people take it because they want to earn their American citizenship. And a lot of the times they're not even getting most of their money, right? They're having to go through these agencies who are telling them, well, we'll guarantee you a job, but we're going to take most of your money. And so the hope of these people is that they eventually get citizenship and get hired on full time, which in 99.9% of the cases, of course, it never actually happens. But they're also exploiting immigrant labor as well. So it's not just the Democrats, right? And then so you now have Europe doing the same thing and saying, you know what, we no longer need these people because guess what? Amazon just started the process of having these fully automated warehouses where robots are doing all the work. The jobs that you wouldn't think AI would take are now being taken by AI, like attorneys, for example. A law firm would hire 12 attorneys. Well, now they only hire one attorney, and that's just to check the work of AI. You name it, there's accounting, you name it, jobs are being taken by AI left and right. And fully automated warehousing is just becoming the norm, right? Where these workers are no longer needed. And so, under capitalism, this is very, very dangerous, right? So you have China, for example, who's a mix of capitalist slash socialist, right? Where they try to put their workers first. There was a story that made national news in China when a worker lost his job to AI. Well, there's rules in China in which they don't allow jobs to be lost to AI, right? So the guy sued, and the company got fined a large amount of money. And so under capitalism, can we really say that our country, our government is going to protect us? This is a country in which, after women give birth, they're expected to be in the assembly lines in what, a week later or 2 weeks later, whatever the case is, right? They're expected to be back at work. And so we can't say the same thing here in America, right? And so we've literally, it's so corrupt. And if you're an inherited winner of capitalism. Like, for example, Elon Musk, and I say inherited winner because you and your family are always going to be winning under capitalism. You're going to be able to change laws and do whatever you want. And Elon Musk is a perfect example of that. He literally just became almost a trillionaire overnight, off the backs of people's 401k. And they're able to change laws to fit themselves and put themselves first. I believe that this is the beginning of oligarchies in America, and our middle class is going to be just completely gutted. I don't believe that this is good for the country at all, and I believe that this is the beginning of what could be very dangerous under capitalism.